So we're back on tap, and we're fighting this sexy rabbit bitch.
That's a little offensive, dude.
Does that actually bother you? Like I always hate it when I see people in the wild refer to women generically as bitch. 'Cause fuck you.
It bothers me too, and I think out of principle I should not use that term.
I was making a reference to something that nobody will have seen because it stopped being relevant in like 2003. That's what was it called? Get Blue Spheres.
Never.
There was a webcomic, a sprite-based webcomic about Sonic called Get Blue Spheres, which is itself was a sequel to That's My Sonic.
Yeah, never.
It was like, if you were really into Sonic at the time, it was great.
She died.
It was part of the Sprite Comic Network, which wasn't actually that big. You could plausibly meet all the major players and become internet famous via association with these people. I just didn't. Right, so last time we were talking about how... Right, all military history is the same. And it is dumb and bad.
I don't know, I sometimes like hearing, like, you know, what particular innovation was it that allowed a certain civilization or something to just get so fucking big.
Yeah, I do like listening to stuff like the Bronze Age collapse.
That's less military history.
Right, that's why I like it more. Admiral Yi, which is like the second or third story they ever did.
Oh, I loved Admiral Yi.
That was cool because I knew nothing of, like, any Asian history at all. And so seeing something that was so tied up in their worldview, like, you're gonna want to take a Jaxie because of
fucking
those.
hell.
Yeah, those don't ever go away.
Okay, see, because I took a Jaxie last time and I never had to experience those.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Who are you?
That's a Jaxie.
Oh, there's the A button.
Yeah. So the reason that I like the Admiral Yi is because it's been mythologized into the Confucian mindset. Was it Confucian or
Yeah, it was very Confucian.
Or Taoist?
Confucian.
Okay. Yeah, like that was interesting for me to see because that's not my culture, and I like seeing things that are not my culture. That's
Hashtag not my culture.
Yeah. Something like
Man,
that.
I love riding a Jaxie.
They are cool and fast. So, if you're wondering about why I say dumb and bad, do you, like, I want to hear some speculation from you first. You know when I started saying dumb and bad. Do you know why?
No, I don't know when you started either. You've just used it so often, it just seems like, yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, but I started it after we met.
Really?
Yeah. So the reason that I say dumb and bad is as a replacement for derogatory words that I don't agree with, like calling something gay or retarded.
Ah.
What you really mean is that it is dumb and bad.
Yes.
And so I like just saying that directly because while it is jump.
Yeah, I know. I was having a moment with my friend.
But this isn't even where you're supposed to be headed.
Where am I supposed to go?
It showed you in the beginning. Go look at the little looky-loo thing. So, yeah, hole in the desert. That's where you're going.
Okay, so it's...
Yeah. So, back in high school, we all said gay all the time to mean bad, but so did all the gay people. And there was kind of a mutual understanding, at least among the people who weren't assholes, that we didn't actually mean that being gay is a bad thing. We were saying it just because, like, it's kind of fun to trample on people's standards of masculinity a little bit. Like, if it's something that somebody else is sensitive about and you're an asshole kid, then you will use that as your new derogatory thing. Like, autistic became that after it was retarded.
Yeah, I don't like this fucking...
Right, so, the way that if you're only looking at the way that
I'm gonna fucking die!
You cannot do this. I told you. You need a Jaxie.
I know, but I didn't think that... I thought there was enough, I thought I was close enough to where it stopped.
Not even close.
Well, great! Okay, thank you so much for rubbing in my fucking face. I'm gonna so learn from that. I never agreed with gay equals bad.
Well, it was after your time.
No, it was during my time. Jason would come home and say that all the time, and I was like, dude, no, not cool.
Alright, but did you think that when you were, 6? Because I'm older than you.
It wasn't just when I was 6, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Where's the Jaxie? It persisted for a long time.
Yeah, but... okay, I should clarify down to the year. I'm only referring to from 2002 to 2007.
Okay.
Because it became it became more standardized in popular culture that the people who were saying gay to mean bad were doing a bad thing. But if you actually talk to any of those people, there was a... what's the guy's name? Louis C.K. There we go. If you talk to, Louis C.K., he has a bit about this. We didn't call people fag because gay is bad. We call him because he was being a faggot.
Yeah,
that is, they have a particular... They have a separate meaning that is utterly unrelated.
Yeah, and that's what, and that was, my brother's, explanation to why it wasn't as bad as I was saying. And that I was just taking it in a way that I wasn't meant to be taken.
Yeah, I won't use that as a justification to say it, but I do get the reasoning.
I don't.
Explain.
I guess I don't understand how, why would...
Why would?
You're using it as an insult, so... I can't talk about this and play at the same time.
Here, I'll play this little section and you talk about it.
But I like this section. I don't like it because it's still using saying, oh, this term is bad and you should never want to be associated with this term.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that very problematic, because then that's still, going with the understanding that, oh, it's bad to be gay or something.
My counter to that is there is no thing that you can call something bad that doesn't mean something that is disparaging to somebody. Even dumb is ableist. Lame means crippled or otherwise physically deficient. They're just, if you want to call anything something negative, if you want to express negativity without making a comparison to something that would make you uncomfortable, you can't.
Oh, we can make up terms, can't we?
Alright, so, other than just calling something bad directly, give me a for instance.
Well, that's what. Well, all I was saying was, well, we could try to make up terms, and I don't know how to get past here. Think. I can't think of a term off the top of my head.
The reason for that is because anything that is undesirable will come to just be used as a reference to the state of being undesirable. It's called the euphemism treadmill.
But I disagree with like certain terms that aren't like actually, bad being used to equate to something bad. I mean, we can agree that, being dumb is a bad thing, but being gay isn't. So why is it okay to still use gay as a bad term? Or to describe bad things?
Well, I could reverse that very easily. Like, I think we as a culture have moved away from saying gay to mean bad. Outside of, like, maybe South Park.
Not really.
Anybody who does say it that way is probably like a Trumper.
We're not even that, just like someone who just simply doesn't care, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the mindset of those people where they're looking to confirm their beliefs that are derogatory of others.
Well, not even that. I mean, just people who think that, oh, well, I'm not particularly saying, just people who've always said gay to mean bad and just don't understand why they shouldn't do that now. Like, it's the, oh, why are you so triggered type thing.
Those are exactly the kind of people that I'm talking about, yes.
Well,
people who would make triggered jokes, people who would say, why are you being so sensitive about it? They're just looking to justify their prejudices. That's all. If you confront them about something racist that they said, they'll say, I'm just being real. Or just telling it like it is. It's all the same people.
Okay, I guess I just don't know what I'm talking about, I guess.
Well, you, like a rational, civilized person, would try to avoid people like that, so...
Come fucking on!
So, here's a comparison that might make you a little uncomfortable. Why is a reference to sex meaning something bad? Like, fuck you. What does that literally mean?
Yeah, we've already gone through this, and I'm, it's so lodged in my brain that I've not been able to get rid of it.
That's kind of what I'm referring to.
Yeah, and I don't like it. And I don't think it should be rewarded or just simply accepted.
You should definitely be critical of it. But I think, like... If you just fire path your way through removing all of those words from your language all at once, you're gonna have nothing left. And that's like an Orwell level removing people's ability to express certain feelings.
Well, can't you, try to find replacement words that don't have anything to do with, remember how we used to systematically repress or, hurt these kind of people?
this kind of treads on my criticism of people being sensitive about racial remarks at all. Or other, like, group disparaging remarks. If you make something into, like, if you make a word into something that nobody can say, you are empowering them to hurt you. What do you think? Oh, you can run on poison with those guys.
I can...
Run on poison, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know what poison was. Like, no one's, like, called it poison. It's just always like, oh, look, it's purple thing.
Yeah. Well, it looks like poison to me. It might not be, but it might as well be.
I think part of it, like, should be that, you know, we should just as a society stop using such words, but also, like, not, I guess, less be hurt by words that, such words, and more that we should, I guess, you know, as a society, look down on people who use it that way. Like, not necessarily be hurt by it, but more that, wow, you like, you know, put pressure on people to not say such kind of things, otherwise, you know, you're just a bad person type thing. You know, like, what racism was before, you know, like, it became popular to be racist.
I mean, it's always been popular to be racist, but it definitely had a resurgence.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, it got to a point where in elementary school, like, we were taught, okay, yeah, it's a long foregone conclusion, racism is bad. But now it's like, well, maybe, you know, there's some...
Is there anybody who's actually saying maybe about that? I think that, like, people who are racist refuse to acknowledge that they are racist.
Well, yeah, no. They refuse to acknowledge that they're racist, but there's, like, this particular stereotype's true. Like, that happens to also be negative, and someone would see as racist, but I'm just saying the truth, type thing.
I think the worst part is that some stereotypes are true. Because, like,
it's seen as justification.
In a lot of places, okay, not a lot, but a small handful of stereotypes are actually based in truth somewhere, and not just, like, applying a generalization of a tiny minority to a larger group. Like, to take low-hanging fruit, the fried chicken and watermelon thing as being a black people thing, it's not a black person thing. It was a southern thing for poor people. And so when a whole lot of former slaves were leaving, it's what they had access to. It's easy to make, and it's delicious. Fried chicken and watermelon is delicious. But it became a black person thing, even though everybody likes it.
Yeah.
Which is nonsense.
Yeah.
Compare that to the stereotype of, let's say, Jews being cheap. Alright? Now, I think that's far overblown, but culturally...
Oh, it is actually.
Yeah, it is far overblown, but culturally, as a people, a lot of, especially New York Jews, in my experience, do value frugality quite a lot.
Did you know that the whole Jews, like, being, like, the whole rich Jew, like, money-grubbing type thing was created because, for tax loop purposes? So, basically, you'd put Jews in the, like, some having to do with, like, they wouldn't collect interest, like, because of their religion, so people in power would put Jews in such position, you know, like a tax collector or like a banker or something, and then they just, you know, take the Jews' money.
I thought it was older than that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it was much older.
My knowledge of the stereotype is like a corrupted offshoot of Jews being good with money in general, like making good investments and things, which goes back to like Joseph.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's just what I heard about. No. Oh, I have all the moons here. I should just leave.
Or not all the moons, but you have enough moons to leave. So let's do that. Because otherwise there will be 10,000 hours of just wandering around here.
Yeah.
I think I had like 30 moons when I left this place.
Hmm.
How many are in a row? Probably 10. Just looking at it.
There you go. Take my moons.
Yeah.
Go up and take my moons.
But the fact that, like, to get back to the point that I was making, the fact that some of those stereotypes, like that, have a tiny basis in truth culturally among the people that they're talking about, just empowers racist people to continue confirming their own preconceived notions, and that's the worst.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to choose?
I don't feel like being frustrated, so...
I have never seen the Lake Kingdom yet, because we started this Let's Play right when I was about to go there.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't get that far either. I chose the Woodland Kingdom first. Alright, this is not gonna happen.
Yeah, I was... Why do it slow?
Oh, I'm just used to carbonated water and it'll explode if I don't.
Ah, yeah. So, I forgot what point I was making.
Racism.
Before that.
Gay equals bad. I don't want to read into this.
Right. Empowering groups to hurt you. So, here's an example of a racist word from the old days. Nip. Now, have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Do you have any intuition about who it applies to?
Nope.
Who is that supposed to be insulting to?
I just said no.
Yeah. I was just clarifying the question. So, that seems totally ridiculous. Does it seem like the word itself lends to being offensive automatically? Does it seem like something that would be offensive? Nip.
Only because it kind of sounds like knit. Not quite, I guess.
Yeah, so here's where it actually comes from. It comes from Nippon, and it's a slam on Japanese people.
Okay.
But it's just a shortening of Nipponese. How is that insulting?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like it should be additionally insulting. It seems like it's just one of those things that's like the way that you say it is what makes it offensive.
I suppose.
In which case, it's like, it's not the word that's offensive, it's the racism that's offensive. But if you decide that you are going to react very harshly to it, or not decide, I guess, because you can't, like, I don't think that's fair to say necessarily, but like, if you make that a big thing, then all you're doing is you're giving racist people the means to hurt you better.
But then what do you do? Just say, oh, well, I'm not going to use it, so it'll just be okay, right? That's a little silly.
I'm trying to think of an actual example of what I'm suggesting in action. Cracker is a great one. Like, have you ever heard anybody actually getting even annoyed at being called Cracker?
I don't talk to people, so I wouldn't know.
You can't do anything with that until the end of the game. I just heard that on a live stream. It was in the Procrastinators live stream. We'll come back to this on next episode. Next time on tAP.